Welcome back, everybody, to the Bricked Up Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Benjamin Smith, and I'm joined with my younger brother and co-host, Jacob Smith. Thank you. These episodes are coming out every single week, wherever you get your podcasts, on Spotify and YouTube. And today we have a really special episode. Today it's Jake and I and the sexual tension in the room that's joining you for this week. And just remember to like and subscribe. Hit that like button. If you don't hit that like button, we'll find you.
Yeah, hit that like button, subscribe to that like button, or your dog's gonna end up in a burlap sack.
Exactly. Yep, that's what's gonna happen. If you don't like and subscribe to our podcast, let's just say your kids are gonna end up on the back of a milk carton.
Yeah, I'm gonna Chris Benoit diving headbutt you off the top rope if you don't fucking like and subscribe to this podcast.
Right there. We're gonna do it until Jake's brain is literal mush. Okay.
Yes.
We don't care how long it takes.
I'm gonna hit the Bowflex on your whole family if you don't like and subscribe.
Yeah, for it. Yeah. We're gonna.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I don't have a Bowflex. Well, guess what? I'm gonna bring a Bowflex. Okay.
We're ordering. They're like $50 on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, it's not that hard for us to bring a Bowflex.
Don't you worry, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm bringing a Bowflex. It's coming to your house.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna take you guys out of the woods, preferably by a lake. We're gonna have a little hunting accident right next to Lake Nakamixon.
I'm gonna freaking Dick Cheney your dumb ass.
We're gonna paint your brain on top of an oak tree. We're Dick Cheney you the whole
and then
time.
You're gonna apologize to me for that.
Yeah. Why is my wife texting me right in the middle of this?
We just started. You shut the hell up, Miguel. You tell your wife to shut the
closed.
Fuck up. You close that fucking door, dude, and then you hit your wife afterwards. This is an outrage.
Why?
It's an absolute outrage. Ben has abandoned the podcast because he's getting whipped by his wife over there. This is. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to Dick Cheney Ben too, yo. Just wait until he opens up his Amazon packages and he sees a Bowflex in the mail, and then there's gonna be fucking problems. There's gonna be problems. I'm gonna go over to his house. Ask Mikkel if she knows what a Bowflex is.
She's not even in the house. She just texts me as our
bedroom.
Will you ask
her?
Is our bedroom like door closed? I have no idea if our bedroom door is closed.
You got a bug in there or something, dude?
Yeah, she's like, I work for North Korea. It's tapped. Which, by the way,
is this a government psyop?
Thank you for our government psyops that did send the figurines in. Right here.
Yeah, shout out to our non-binary Netherlands for sending us those mini figurines.
The mini figurines, yeah. We appreciate.
I don't know who did that, but
all of the non-binary fans in Netherlands that made figurines of us. I like that you made mine a little fatter than
New
Jake's
Zealand.
too.
You said.
Actually, yeah, it is
accurate.
Our second most popular. Yeah, that's it. Our second most popular country is New Zealand, and then our third.
Let's go. Shouts out.
Is yeah. What did we say? The Netherlands, and there's a bunch of non-binary people in the Netherlands that listen to our podcast.
Let's go, dude. You don't have to fucking identify your gender to anybody.
Nobody.
You take that to the grave. You take that to the grave.
You can let your gender change in the wind. It doesn't bother me. Okay.
Yeah, you put your thumb up, dude, and you see which way the wind blows, and then you freaking pick which gender the wind tells you to blow.
Oh, today I'm a girl. And you know what? Tomorrow you might be a boy, and there's nothing wrong with that, because the only thing that matters.
And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you like the fiery depths of hell.
That is true. You are going to burn. You're going to burn hell, but you know you're going to have a good run up here.
A nice 200 degrees Celsius, everything's going to be fine. All right. That's all
it's good. It's good. Customized tortures to whatever you guys are scared of. Spiders. It's going to be spiders for eternity. Heights. They're going to push you off a cliff. It's a really personalized version of hell for non-binary people. But you know what? As long as you're good people up here, that's all that matters to me.
And you guys think you're sneaky. All you non-binaries who are listening to the podcast, you think you're sneaky. I know what you're doing, dude. Okay, it's the easiest thing to claim so you can bang Nightmare Before Christmas girls. And I'm on to you. I'm on to you. You think that the Nightmare Before Christmas girls are going to be fooled? They're not that stupid. They know. They go, non-binary. That's the easiest group. That's the easiest group to identify with.
So
and I agree with it. Honestly, I respect the hustle. You put your Cookie Monster pajamas on there and you get out to your local pub and you fucking bang those goth bitches.
Do you know why? Because non-binaries and goth bitches, that also equals, why don't I just ask my friend if she wants to come over tonight too? Non-binaries and goth bitches get the threesomes going on, dude.
And you know what? They're not going to be afraid to have a little borschi, if you know what I mean. A little borschi.
They're not.
The Nightmare Before
they're not afraid
Christmas
to go
ladies.
upstate right? They're not afraid to go
They'll
upstate for the
cross state
weekend.
borders
Here,
and
go.
break out the DeWalt vacuum, dude. They're not worried about it, dude.
They got their own
They'll
custom
break
coat
out the
hanger
little
that they got.
Festool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 They got the shop vac. They just stick up there. I don't really know how it works, but that's what I assume happens. Is
Yeah.
you put the shop
I'm
vac
pretty
on
sure
high,
that's the science on that. Yeah.
and then when you hear the thunk, that's it going through the tube, and you got
Yes.
it.
It's kind of like when you have bad plumbing and you take a poop downstairs and then you hear the poop hit the corner.
Yeah, that's
Like
you
we
can
had
see
when we
the
were growing
pipes
up.
Yeah,
When we
you
had-
could.
When we were growing up, we had a downstairs toilet and you'd
forgot
take a
about
poop in it and then you hear and you would hear the poop go up the pipe and then hit a corner or something.
I forgot about that. You would hear that. You would hear that turd slam into the corner of the pipe.
You would hear that turd hang at 90 degrees somewhere.
Yeah, I remember. I remember my like girlfriend in high school. We were like hanging down in the basement. That happened. I remember the first time she asked like, "What was that?" I was like, it's an old house. The pipes are weird." I
No
didn't-
worries. You're like, I know
I
what's
was-
going on.
I was trying to impress her. I didn't want to tell her that's that's a turd just getting shot out at Mach fuck down our pipes and hitting a right angle. Oh
Okay.
man. Shout out to that pipe.
Shout out to
Um,
everybody who's listening. Ben started the shout out, so I would like to note that
Which we did
5 minutes into the podcast, Ben started the shout outs, and I said that the shout outs is the death of all podcasts. Once you start shouting things out, that's the end of all podcasts.
You
So
ran out of
Ben
material.
started he started the shout outs 5 minutes in. So I'm just gonna begin my 1 hour alien
Alien thing.
alien yeah.
We're gonna talk about how they're among us, right? And how they're
Yeah.
they're not only among you, but they're in your leadership and government roles in your local communities, and you should firebomb their out. Never mind. You should. You should.
no terrorist threats.
Yeah, you should find them at the places they live, and you should see if they really are lizard people. If you peel up their skin, it's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
easy to tell at that point. It's all
And look,
masked.
I know one guy went into the Comet Pizza with an AR, but what's gonna hurt if two guys go in there? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Check
yeah.
the basement. I know
Yeah.
they don't have a basement, but just check it
Just
out.
check
Take a
it
look
out.
around, dude.
They're gonna
Take
say,
a look around.
"Look, I know that you found these design plans, and it's got a basement here, but it's just a storage closet,
I
right?"
agree. John Podesta's paintings are pretty weird, dude. Get in there, bro. Get after
get
it.
in there. Yeah, swish around in there, get weird with it.
Yeah, just look around.
Yeah, give it a little peekaboo, dude. That's all.
All I'm saying is throw some Viking hordes on and fucking if the date happens to be January 6th and get activated, baby.
There we go. We're good. We're good. There's a guy that follows me. I followed him back because he had like a ton of followers. So I was like, sure. And like his reels are like redemption reels of how he's like, he was at January 6th and he doesn't do that anymore. He's like, I've learned from my mistakes, and now guess what? The new me would never go to the Capitol anymore. And that dude is legit like trying to be like, I don't know who's gonna be president next, but I don't want them thinking that I had anything to do with January 6th. That happened 2 times ago. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, the president of our high school, like what's that called when like it's like all the parents they get together and they vote who's gonna be the head? Whatever. She went to
the school district.
she was at she was at January 6th. Shouts out to you,
Dude,
lady. I
shout
know
out,
you-
lady, dude. Fighting for our country, fighting for our youth. And you know what? That's the type of leadership this country needs. Is someone that's not
Yeah,
afraid to go to the
exactly.
steps of our Capitol and bust down the door and take a shit on Nancy Pelosi's
Someone who's
desk.
got a really hungry delete finger after the day January 6th.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Someone
think
who knows how to erase their social media posts. That's who we want running our school district.
that's
yeah.
exactly who
Someone
we
who
want.
knows how to go on Facebook and hit the delete button. That's who we
Yeah.
want running our school districts.
Dude, January 6th must have been the wildest post-nut clarity ever in your entire
Yeah.
life. Where like you get home and you
100%.
turn on the next day when you wake up and you turn on the news and you're like, oh shit, dude. Oh, that's my
The funniest
bad.
thing about January 6th is that Alex Jones was out there and he was yelling on a microphone or on a megaphone. He was like, "Don't go in there. Do not go in there."
A wink.
So
yeah.
If you no, he was saying it genuinely.
Okay,
He was
okay.
like they
Ale-
want you to go in there and
Alex
don't go in
Jones
there.
is the most
If you were
reasonable
the one,
person.
yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm making. If you were like, "Yo, this guy is out of his," you know what I mean? If Alex
Yeah.
Jones is the voice of reason, You got problems.
You got
You got
problems.
fucking problems. All right.
That's true.
There's bigger fish to fry than the fucking.
Maybe you
Capitol
guys
does.
were in the wrong right
Yeah.
there. If Alex
Yeah.
Jones is saying that we need to
If
calm down.
AJ
in
is
this
telling
situation.
you to chill out, then there's some problems, brother.
Yeah. I never thought of that.
That's the funniest thing.
That's a
You're
good
running
point.
into the Capitol, you see AJ on a microphone, you're like, nah. I'm like,
Nah,
yo,
we're
maybe
good.
listen to that guy for once. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. We need to do that again where I Photoshop people on January 6th.
I like that. Yeah, all of our guests.
All of our guests that come on, like, that still needs to be our opening questions. Like, where were you on January 6th? And then
Yes, I like that.
I just print out pictures of them.
I'm a big fan of that.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Icebreakers.
But dude, let's freaking go, dude. Let me
Yeah,
get
I
into
think
it, dude.
we're-
Have you
I
seen
think
the
we're
new?
rolling.
Have you seen the new documentary, Age of Disclosure?
No, is it?
Yeah.
Was that guy on Rogan recently?
Yes, he was.
I did a mental like check. I saw like the 15-minute clip of like I need to like watch whatever he's releasing, but also I kind of
Nah, you
figured
don't, dude. I'll
maybe it
break
was
down for you
nothing
right
new.
now.
Yeah,
You don't need to watch.
This is
you don't need to
Billy
watch
Joel.
it. Yeah.
Billy Joel episode 2.0.
Exactly. Yeah, no, you don't need to watch anything that guy's spelling on Rogan. Yeah, you don't even gotta watch it.
I like how the Billy Joel hour-long rant episode was probably the clearest you've ever been, like cognitively on the podcast. You're like,
Yeah,
I'm not
let's go.
drinking, I'm not getting high. I was like, I'm just talking about the Billy Joel documentary this episode.
I was most definitely drunk, so I don't know if
Okay,
I said
okay,
that, but I was
good.
lying,
All
dog.
right, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
But dude, I love that fucking documentary. I couldn't tell you how many drunk rambles I've had to my friends where I'm like,
Yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, so
go
Pretty
right
much,
ahead,
I'm balls
Jake.
I'm balls deep in the alien culture. For those of you who don't know, I've been painting houses for years. All I do when I'm painting houses, and I listen to podcasts. I listen to every single goddamn anybody who has had anything to do with aliens for the past, 10 years.
Jake,
I mean, I'm talking
Jake's a
Bob
product.
Lazar.
You're a product of what happens when you spend all day huffing paint fumes and listening to conspiracy podcasts.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I'm talking Bob Lazar, David Fravor, Robert Grush, or no, David Grush. What's the Robert guy's
David
name? I forget
Koresh.
the Robert guy's name. No, Grush, not Koresh. Different from the Waco.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
he was Waco, right?
yeah.
But yeah, no. So I've listened to all the podcasts about all the aliens, everything. I know all about it. I'm balls deep in this shit. And
Good.
there's a new documentary that just came out. It's called The Age of Disclosure, where they had
Was
all
it
these
like-
government officials.
Keep going. Sorry, I need to stop cutting you off. I suck at that.
No, you're good. They had all the government officials, all the former alien people, David Fravor, what's the other guy's fucking name? Grush, Robert, whatever the fuck. I don't know. I forget their fucking names. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at it 10 seconds ago. But
That's
all the
not the
people who have had
important
the
part
most,
of it.
all the people who have had the most credible alien sightings. I've listened to all the podcasts. I'm balls deep in it. Balls deep in the Bob Lazar thing. All of it.
Guys, he's
And the
balls
new
deep
Age
in a
of
lot of
Disclosure.
stuff.
Mostly aliens.
Mostly aliens,
mostly.
balls deep. And we're not. Actually, Jake doesn't believe in aliens. That's why he listens to it.
That's actually where I was getting with this, but yeah,
wait,
okay,
wait,
go on.
what? Keep going, keep going.
I believe in aliens. I believe in them, but
Okay, good.
so
Wait, I
I
was like,
listened
wait
to
a
all this
second.
stuff. There's a new documentary that just came out where they had all the people I was just talking about, plus they had Marco Rubio, Secretary of State.
Yeah,
They had all these senators, all these Congress people. They had them all on this
the
documentary,
ghost of Dick Cheney.
and they were all talking about how they've witnessed all of this alien footage. They've seen biological alien beings that the government has recovered. All this shit. They've recovered all of it. But what I'm here to say is that it's us. It's the US of A, baby. We got the alien technology.
Let's go, we
You
got
think
it.
that shit's aliens? You think that shit's aliens, Marco Rubio?
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff it up your ass, dude.
Yeah,
Because
But
I
way
watched this
up there.
documentary. I was fucking infuriated in this documentary. I mean, they interviewed everybody, and they all talked about how, like, so I went to the higher ups, and the higher ups told me to shut the fuck up and not even keep looking into this. They were talking
Yeah.
about this thing called the Legacy Program. The Legacy Program they talked about, which is a program above ATIP. ATIP is the government program.
I gave it
That
a
is,
tip last night.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah,
Put them on the
okay.
board.
Put it on the board. Okay.
but ATIP is the government agency that's in charge of researching aliens.
Yeah.
That's ATIP.
Okay.
So they have people who are in ATIP, and they're talking about how there's another group above ATIP called the Legacy Group. And they said that the Legacy Group, they don't even disclose their findings to the head of the government. They don't disclose their findings to the president. None of that.
That's like SEAL Team 6 of alien groups.
Exactly. And this is all credible people who are talking about it. Congressmen, senators, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, all these people who are talking about the Legacy Group. And they're all talking about how when they go to get information on the Legacy Group, they get their access denied. And the people say, don't worry about it.
Really?
Don't even fucking look into it.
What?
That's what this documentary, The Age of Disclosure, is about. It's about how all these politicians, they want to get like word on where's all this money that's getting diverted to the Legacy Group. Where's it all going?
Where's it come from? Where does it go? Like, because if you can track the money, then you can figure out other things.
Exactly. And they all go to their heads of department, and the heads of department tell them to shut the fuck up, dude. They say, don't even fucking worry about the Legacy
questions,
Group.
Dude. And then
exactly.
They're like, do you know how bugged my office is right now? Why don't you lower your mouth before we get Dick Cheney'd in the woods?
Yeah, so this fucking documentary drove me nuts, dude. It drove me nuts because all the government people were like, they can't be hiding alien shit. Like, if we have aliens, well, then we have to let the people know. Like, why don't we have aliens?
Yeah,
like, there's all these videos of alien sightings off of naval fighter jets that we've recorded on our radars. And then we take these videos up the ladder and they tell us to shut the fuck up and mind our own business.
So why do you,
you know what that
do you
must
think
mean?
They don't tell the public, though?
Well, all these people, they go, you know what this must mean? That they're hiding the fact that aliens are here.
Yeah.
And they're like, the people, the general public needs to know that aliens are here. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I want you motherfuckers to know when this shit comes out that Jakey Smith was right off the bat. I want y'all to fucking know.
When you find him, that he hung himself off the door handle with an elastic band with his dick out, you know he was preaching the gospel truth.
Yes, exactly. This is the podcast you're gonna have to reference when I get caught choke jerking.
Choke jerking.
Yeah, so I couldn't even finish the documentary because I knew everything they were talking about. Every single like instance they brought up, the David Fravor, the Grush stuff, the Robert stuff, all the stuff they brought up I already knew about. And they interviewed everybody and they all said, why won't they disclose the information that they have to the public if they know that there's aliens? Well, I'm gonna let you in a little secret. The U.S. government has stuff that's incomprehensible to man. So AI came out recently. Recently, right?
Okay.
Do you think that we just magically invented AI out of thin air? Or do you think that maybe the U.S. government and the military has had it for years and they didn't want anybody to know about it? Which one do you think is more probable? Do you think that we just invented AI out of thin air? Do you think that Mark Zuckerberg, right? Do you think he invented Facebook? Or do you think that there was a government agency that invented the first social media group called LifeLog, and it just so happened to be canceled one day before Facebook was invented? So there was a thing that the government invented. It was called LifeLog, right? And you used to be able to Google this. You used to be able to Google when did LifeLog end, and it would give you an exact date. And now, when you Google it, it doesn't give you an exact date. But back in the day, you would Google when did LifeLog end, and then you would Google when did Facebook start. And it just so happened one day after LifeLog ended, Facebook was invented.
Interesting.
Oh, not 48 hours, not 72 hours, 24 hours after the government ended the LifeLog agency, which was the first ever social media group invented by the government.
Yeah.
24 hours after they ended that program, Facebook was invented. So now do you think
at Harvard University too, which is also like they've used Ivy League schools before for like experimenting, like the
Harvard University,
the Stanford
we're talking
prison
about
experiment, all that Harvard, all the shady stuff that's gone on. Like
we're talking about Harvard, the people who ran experiments on Timothy McVeigh, the guy who was a Unabomber.
Yeah. Oh, that Harvard. That's
in
Harvard.
Harvard. That did all the LSD studies back in the day. We're talking about that Harvard. We're talking about Harvard who was implicated in the MK Ultra experiments with the government. We're talking about that Harvard. Oh,
yeah.
You're telling me Mark Zuckerberg just invented Facebook out of thin air one day after LifeLog was ended? Dude. Oh, but let's go to Jeff Bezos. So you're telling me Jeff Bezos, he just made Amazon in his garage, right? Just out of thin air, he made Amazon in his garage.
I think it was like an online bookstore, right?
It's just an online bookstore, you know. His grandpa definitely wasn't involved in the DARPA team that invented the internet. So you're telling me that he just came up with Amazon out of thin air? You know, yeah, maybe his grandpa invented the internet, but he figured it out on his own, dude. He just
How
made
do you
it out
come
of
up
his
with the
garage.
internet anyway? Fudge, I'm so dumb.
He was part of the DARPA group that invented the internet. His grandpa.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he comes up with Amazon just out of thin air. He's working in his garage.
No big
Has
deal.
nothing to do with the
big
fact
deal.
that his grandpa invented the internet.
Yeah.
But the point of this is that the government has stuff. They're 10 years. I mean, the rational estimate is that they're 50 to 40 years ahead of everything that we've got.
So why don't
that's
they
the point
release
that
it
I'm making here.
all right now, as far as it goes? So like, if they're 30 to 40 years right, like going on, why don't they just give us a dump of stuff? You know?
Well, so let me look up the guy's name. But so actually, back in the day when they first discovered aliens and everything like that, they brought all the best scientists in.
Probably down to like New Mexico, right, where they were already working on the atom bomb project.
Yeah, that's the old Betty and Barney Hill.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I get this guy's name.
I want you to know, I totally believe everything as far as they have alien technology. They've got stuff that they don't release to the public too. But like, I might play a little devil's advocate just because like we got to keep it interesting, you know?
No, dude,
I will
I
say,
agree. You got it.
I've heard two theories too of like why they don't like just like nobody blanket just tells everybody aliens are real. Here's the proof, and they hold up a little gray man that's just dead, and they're like, look, it's me. One, because I've heard it would ruin religion, right? People would be like, oh,
That's one of the reasons. Yeah.
they're like, oh, God is just one of these dudes, right? Which I kind of already believe. I think God's just a higher being that lives in a different part of the galaxy that's got a little control over us. Or that there's like, for instance, China also has alien technology, and by not disclosing what we have, right? China won't say what they have. We don't know if we have better stuff than they do or if they have better stuff than us. It's almost like the fact that you
Yes.
have two atomic bombs and it's mutually assured destruction of like, okay, if we don't tell everyone what we had, then we don't know if the other guy has the upper hand on us. So that's kind of like
So
always
how-
the two theories that I heard.
So Hal Puthoff was the guy who was on Rogan recently. He's part of the Age of Disclosure documentary. He was one of the scientists who was brought in. They asked all these scientists, the top scientists in their fields, can you give us pros and cons of if we released alien information to the public, and told them that we had aliens, pretty much. Hal
Are those-
Puthoff, along with all the other scientists they asked, the cons outweighed the pros, and therefore they decided to never release the fact that we were in contact with aliens in any way, shape, or form. Hal
Dude,
Puthoff is now an outspoken he's an outspoken mouthpiece to the fact that they should have done that, but because he was doing his scientific duty and they just asked him to list pros and cons, he
Yeah.
listed the cons instead of the pros.
I feel like the pros would be better than the cons, right? Like depending on what we have, higher quality of life, higher life expectancy, right? There'd be a lot less infighting if you know like just kind of the grand scale of things and how big everything else is. Oh, it's my beautiful life. You want to come say hi? Yeah, it's just
You
Jake.
get the fuck out of here, Miguel!
He's really happy to see you.
Jake, I feel like he freaking hates me.
No, he loves you. Look, he's gonna say something really sweet.
Dude, I love you, Mikkel, dude. I love you so much. dude.
Good, Jake. Good.
I
you
love
get the
you.
treat.
And now her-
Good.
her-
you get a cookie.
Her mic is muted now. Get the fuck out of here, Mikkel! I love you, Mikkel. I love you so much. Her mic, it's back on now. It's hot
back.
now.
It's bare. It's
Dude,
been hot the
Mikkel,
whole time.
what's up, dude? I love you so much. Don't
Hold on,
divorce
wait.
my
Hold
brother.
on. I'm
He's the
muting.
man.
Well,
I'm
that's
muting
on,
her
like, my
mic.
to-do list for 2026.
You're muting it?
Okay.
Divorce that motherfucker! Get the fuck out of here, Miguel! What are we doing? Oh, it's back live.
Oh,
Miguel,
Jake-
we love you. We
Yeah.
love you.
You, Jake,
Miguel, you're the best.
we had a little oopsie daisy. Turns out it was hot. That's my bad. Little oopsies.
Oh,
That's my.
Jake, my 2026 New Year's resolution is to divorce Ben.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hopefully he doesn't
I totally
drag his feet
disagree
with
with
this
that.
news resolution.
I totally disagree with that. You should stay with him. Oh, wait, the mic's off again? Get the fuck rid of him, dude. Get him the fuck out of here, dude.
Hey Jake, little whoopsie. I think the mic was on too. That's my bad.
Oh,
That was my bad.
oh,
Little
no,
whoopsie
he's
daisy.
the best.
There's
He's
a
the best. Keep him
70-pound
around.
labradoodle
Keep him
that
around.
just climbed on my lap. That's so cool. Olive, what do you have to say to the people? You're brown. You can say
Olive
the word.
could be an alien, yeah.
She could be an
sometime.
alien. Olive, say the word. Say the N word.
Did you
Let's
like
go,
the little
Olive, just
figurines?
once.
Just once. Just say. I know you can talk. I've
Yes,
seen
dude, those
cats and
things
dogs.
freaking rule, dude. And Ben didn't buy those?
No, did he tell you?
fan
let's
made
go. Yeah, he said a fan sent him, but I don't believe him. I feel like he bought him.
Do you want me to tell you? Can I say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can. You
say
can
it.
say.
It was my sister. She ordered these for
Let's
me for
go!
Christmas.
I was gonna keep up the lie forever.
I love that. Yeah,
Look
there's
at
a
y'all
great.
told
holding
I told him it was the non-binaries.
And now he's flipping you off.
The non-binary Netherland folks. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Dude, shout out to our best
Dude, your
fans, the
sister's the
non-binaries.
best, dude. Which sister was that?
Reagan, you've never met her.
Your this sister though, she was like the things I heard on the 10 minutes of the podcast, just trying to get like screenshots of this. I
But
was
we've
like,
gotta
I'm
shout her
sorry.
out. It's Reagan.
Shout out to Reagan.
You're the best.
Shouts out to Reagan, yo. She's not named after the president.
No.
No.
No,
Not at all.
definitely. She definitely is. she 100%. I said something bad about Ronald Reagan once in front of their mom, and their mom was like, "What'd you say?" And I was like,
That
was
was
my
like,
bad.
what? He did not
I
sell
was-
crack cocaine.
"I was like, that's my bad. That's my bad. I forgot he was the white savior."
Like how another time I'll explain to you about how Ronald Reagan sold crack cocaine in the inner cities of Los Angeles. That's for a different talk.
So we
That's
could
for a
s-
different time.
So he could kind of
Why does
backdoor
Olive
sell.
Look like she's on crack. Like just.
I mean, have you looked at her? That's my big girl. There's not a single brain cell going on here.
She's.
Let's
beaming.
go.
All right.
Is that Mary?
Yo,
Mary, hi. If she's there.
She's here. Mary's
Okay.
here. I don't let her speak though. I don't let her speak. Yeah.
As it should be.
Actually,
Per-
she just said,
finally,
"Fuck you." She said,
somebody
"Fuck you."
gets it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
I'll
she
leave-
speaks, then she gets one more hit with the switch after the podcast. I hit her with the Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You
Yeah,
get
exactly.
it.
If I don't kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Mary's
better
about
watch
over
out,
here being
yeah.
like, I'm not suicidal.
I always am. I'm a hermit.
You
Yeah.
get back there. I'm gonna put the soap in the socket, and there's gonna be no bruises.
Get back in the kennel, Mary.
Yeah. Get back there. I made her do that. I said, get back in there.
Yeah, that's great. I joke, but
Nope.
Mikkel doesn't even let me sleep in the
He's
house. I
outside.
sleep in the garage.
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
With
That's
the
what.
cock
Anyways,
cage on.
as it should be. Bye.
All right, goodbye, hot stuff.
Okay. Whatever.
Thank you.
Just don't say bullshit like
I
that.
hate to see her go, but I love to watch her leave. Got her running back and forth. Soccer team, my nuts. Anyway,
Yeah,
when
back
you
to
were
how fucking put off.
back to
how
how we're
put off-
not alone in this universe.
How put off is the scientist who was charged with he wasn't charged. He was.
Dude, I'll
asked
be
to-
honest. That
the
kills
pros
my
and
chub.
cons.
It kills my chub that he said there's more cons. I think there's more pros than there. Like I was saying, I think there's more pros than there are cons to us knowing that aliens exist. Right? I think that
Well,
would
this
probably even
study was
bring
also
in
done a
more
while ago.
aliens.
The study was done a while ago, and I think the public opinion has changed, considering that the government releases like alien updates like all the time, and no one literally gives a fuck.
Yeah,
So,
it would, they
I do
literally
think that, like,
they do it when there's
public
big
opinion-
news.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, we're gonna have more government shutdowns for COVID. Also, we have alien spacecrafts."
Oh yeah. Also, by the way,
yeah. So, yeah, I'm not surprised, but I think it's like
But that's-
within our lifetime, they'll probably come up with like hard evidence. I'm thinking once everyone that's kind of keeping it secret dies, and a new generation comes in, I
it
think
depends because there's also Project Bluebeam, which is like it's a
use that
government project that they
for my work.
they theorized. They theorized where they would fake an alien invasion so that they could like gain total control over the population.
really.
Because if there was like aliens, then there would be like no, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you
So that's like another big question.
Do you believe in the theory that like we're basically just like a zoo to like aliens that just like drive by?
Bob Lazar thing with their however. Oh no.
No. Like
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like,
It's
we're
hard
so-
to. It's hard to know.
like it's what an ant colony is to us, or like we're essentially just like a bunch of monkeys in a cage to like aliens because the world is so grasped or whatnot. They're like, oh, that's cute and adorable. Like, don't bother them. Just keep driving, kids.
And then they just like keep like eye on our nuclear systems to make sure that we don't blow each other up.
Yeah, exactly. Because also I'm like there is like once we invented the atomic bomb, they're like, all right, now we're gonna start showing up a lot, right?
Right.
Because
That's
that's when
exactly
everything
what happened.
started popping off. And I'm like, if we said aliens are real, we've been in contact with them, they're living among us. Like, you think that would probably catch the attention of whoever's watching over us that they'd probably be like, all right, like we can like
Yeah, let's get in there because
like,
we
fuck
have
it, let's
had
just go.
aliens shut down nuclear facilities before. There's been
What?
sightings above there's been sightings above nuclear facilities where they shut down our nuclear controls. Supposedly, remember when Russia like accidentally was going to send that nuke to the United States?
Yeah,
Apparently,
yeah.
there was an alien sighting over that Russian base, like right before they got the like send a missile
I was
message.
like, let's calm down real quick.
And then there was one guy in Russia who was like, I don't know, and he actually saved the world. But there's a couple different theories. There's the theory that we're Zoo. There's the Bob Lazar theory where he said that we're just containers for souls, and that the good souls get harvested, and then that the aliens use us. And then the bad souls they just resend back into the system in like a Hindu reincarnation.
Okay, Bob.
Type
No
way.
big deal. Just drop that bombshell
He-
on all of us.
I
Bob
know,
Lazar.
yeah. He said the only point of our existence was that our souls were containers, and that the aliens harvest the good souls after we die, and that the bad souls get sent back into the system. That's probably the scariest one.
That's
probably
scary. Is that
Yeah, that's
heaven?
the
Is that why we have to be good so we can go to whatever that heaven is so we don't get
Yeah, that's what
churned
Bob
up?
Lazar said. The government told him in like the 50s. He said that like if it's a bad soul, they just like send you back on the ride, and then they take the good souls after you die. And that's
Holy
why like
crap.
the whole thing is that we like live good lives because like the aliens only harvest the good souls. That's the Bob Lazar version.
Dude, I
There's the
feel
zoo version that you're talking about.
yeah.
What's the other version? There's another one that I can't think of.
Has every like encounter kind of like been peaceful for the most part as far as like they're like because they could take us over in a second if they wanted to in theory
That
right?
is true.
Like at a blink of
Yeah.
an eye. So like in like I guess they have to be peaceful because I've heard that like aliens are like they have such a broad concept of like of the whole grand universe, right? So that like the petty things like revenge and envy and greed, it doesn't have as the same
Right.
appeal to them as it does to us because they have such like a big view and a big
Yeah, they
picture
know
of
that those
it,
are like
right?
monkey traits that we still carry,
Yeah, exactly. So it's almost
where
like
they've advanced past those biologically.
yeah, so like to bounce off of Bob Lazar, like that'd be wild if like the good people get to go up because they're like, all right, these people will understand like whatever concepts that we teach right there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we get to go up though. He said that they just harvest the good souls and then they use them in whatever form. that they're- yeah, so I don't know if they're taking us with them. To be completely
that's
honest,
true.
I have no clue.
That's a good point.
That's kind of the most depressing. But yeah, there's a bunch of different theories. I don't know. I don't really buy. So back to the point that I'm making. The reason that I'm bringing all this up is all these government officials said that it's aliens, yada yada yada. But I don't think it's aliens. I think it's us. I think we have technology that's incomprehensible to man. I mean, because if you go back to Bob Lazar when he was supposedly doing alien research in the 50s, so all these people, they say, I take it to my higher ups and they want nothing to do with it. But if Bob Lazar was right and they really were reverse engineering alien ships in the
Technology.
50s, do you think we made no progress since then? I mean, it's been 75 years since supposedly Bob Lazar said we were
Yeah.
reverse engineering technology. What if we did figure out the technology? And
Maybe.
that stuff that we're saying, the reason that they don't want you to bring it up the ladder is because that's us, and we have stuff
That's true.
that
They're
no one
like,
knows
yeah,
about.
yeah.
The president, it's above everybody. And another fact to support my argument on this is that actually one of the other countries that has the biggest amount of alien sightings and historic alien contact moments is China. That's the other country that has the number one. It's the United States
Yeah.
and China have the number one alien contact.
Which were the
history.
two at this yeah, like most advanced like countries.
We're the two superpowers in the world.
Superpowers.
United States and China.
Superpowers is better. I've been yeah, for sure. I've definitely like
And it just so happens that we both had the most alien contact
yeah,
out of
that's
any
good-
two countries
that's a
known
good
to
point.
man.
The two
It's
countries
the
that have
United States
the
and
biggest dick
China.
to swing around.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the fact that both of us were highly involved in alien sightings that date back to like the 1600s.
Never, dude. I feel like if you keep talking right now, like Mary's just like in an earpiece, be like, "We're compromised. Take the shot." And then-
Yeah, we're on
yeah, yeah. She's like, "I'm gonna go grab groceries real quick," and she's like, "Take the shot."
Take the shot. Take the shot. Yeah. But another reason that I believe that it's our stuff and not anybody else's stuff is because for years and years, the United States government was like, aliens, you guys are fucking retarded, dude. We don't have fucking aliens.
Yeah,
But
they're
then
like,
when
"You guys
David-
are dumb."
They're like, you fucking dummies.
Hey, what
when the-
idiots?
when the David Fravor video caught some fire or caught some heat publicly. David Fravor was the guy who caught the alien spaceship off of his gun radar off of the coast of the Nimitz
I've seen that one. Yeah.
when he was a naval pilot. Yeah. So when that video got released and it actually started to gain some traction. So it was released in 2004, but it didn't start to gain traction until like 2014. And then even more recently, it had another spurt of traction. But when that video started to gain some heat, the Pentagon made a formal statement where they said, for the first time in history, they said, we don't know what that video is, and it's aliens.
Really? I wonder if they were just
For the
testing.
first-
What if they were testing the waters to be like, I wonder what people would say if we did that. Like, what if we just say yes to this one little thing real quick, you know?
My theory is that it's us, and
Yeah.
that for the first time in history, they go, we don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I know we've been denying aliens forever, but who knows
Yeah.
what the fuck that is?
Yeah, literally.
another,
I mean, it's like, how many? Yeah, maybe that we've got that shit too. But then I'm like, so because his thing is like jet propulsion, right? Like the propulsion
It
of
had
that
no
thing
heat signature.
had no heat signature. It had nothing.
It was moving
away.
faster than a human body could be inside of it.
Yeah, at angles that
It was
would
jamming their radar.
rip
it was
apart
going-
the G forces of anyone that if it was piloting, right? So it's like,
Exactly.
if that is us, like
It also
if we
went
have that-
underwater at one point.
if we have that new propulsion system, right? There, why would we dump like millions of billions of dollars into like a space program with like a jet propulsion system? Like, why would they be like, all right, our rockets are still jet fuel when like in their back pocket, they're like, we have this thing that would get us through space way easier.
I mean,
And-
why would we spend money on NASA when we haven't
If we
been to the moon
know-
since 1969?
Yeah, that's fair. And they keep
I mean, we
saying
haven't
they're
been to the
gonna
moon
go
since
back.
1969. My entire life they've been saying we're going to go to the moon, we're going to go to Mars.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, we haven't broke the Van Allen radiation belt, and then we
That's a good
still spend
point.
money on all those programs. But
Also, Elon Musk, like his whole thing when he was first getting started is like, I'm taking everyone to Mars, and now he's been real quiet since he got up there.
what's going on
When
with
he got
that?
up the top, he's like, I don't want to talk about that stuff anymore. He's like,
Actually, never mind.
yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's a good point. Also, too, if you think about like we have alien technology and we start reverse engineering it, right? As we break more of it apart, like our technology progresses, and then I'm sure something happened. Like for instance, the microchip. When we invented the microchip, there's
Right.
every 4 years after that, our technology doubled. Right, so maybe
Yeah.
it's so, and then it's just completely doubled and doubled and doubled.
So
every
you're telling
single
me that
2 to
after
4 years.
the first ever so-called alien contact moment with Barney Hill and Betty Hill, that our technology has just doubled subsequently
Yeah,
since
pretty-
the 50s.
every
I mean, we
couple
went from the
years.
50s with no color television to now I can soar a AI video of me saving Harambe.
yeah. You can soar an AI video of you wearing a Burger King crown on
Not to get too caught up, but Richard Nixon did call the moon from a landline, so I'm not gonna get too caught up on that.
That is true,
but
that
I'm
is
just
true.
gonna
And
state
Ronald
that out
Reagan-
there. You can go and Google Nixon calling the people on the moon from a landline, but
How
I still
does that
can't get
work?
Wi-Fi on an airplane. Just saying, I'm just gonna throw that out there. A little fucking food for thought.
I hope it's not like we think we're smart and then whoever's listening to it is like, these guys are retarded. It's like I hope there's not someone listening to it be like, yeah, like it's an easy explanation as to like why X, Y, and Z you can do that. But I don't know. Like I would hate if this podcast gets big and then everyone's just like, and I've thought my whole life like, like I think I've got it together. I'm pretty smart, and then everyone's like, look at this idiot right here.
You ever
Thinks
seen
all
the-
this shit.
You ever seen the Luna Rover?
No. Like, oh, I guess yeah, I've seen it. The car that they had,
Yeah.
the battery.
Yeah, you
powered
ever
one?
seen the spaceship that it came out of?
No. Was it super small?
Well, yeah, I just don't know if they were gonna fit that car inside that spaceship. I don't know. Just give that a little Google image
There's
search
a
for yourself, and then
Yeah, really.
you tell me how that car came out of that spaceship. That's all I'm saying.
I
You seen
don't.
the inside of spaceships where there's not a lot of room to move around?
Yeah.
But
I
no, they
get
fit
it.
an entire car in there. They fit an entire car in there, and they were able to drive it around on
No.
the moon.
Jake, I saw the Taraji P. Henson movie, okay? We went to the moon. Don't do
Yeah,
this to
yeah.
me. I saw Hidden Figures, okay? Don't kill me.
Yeah,
What-
no, I just think it's a little suspicious. But back to the alien thing.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's us. It's us, motherfucker. We got shit that's even incomprehensible to man.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
Another point that I go to is that all these sightings were off the coast of military bases. The one David Fravor was off the coast of an aircraft carrier. All the other ones above nuclear facilities. The one above the DC military base. So if we did have an alien technology, right, that was secretly classified, where would we test that? Would we test that in our own military airspaces?
No, we
Because I
wouldn't.
think that we probably would.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, I'm
So
trying to.
why were all these sightings off of military air bases if they weren't U.S. military property?
I don't know.
Why were all these sightings happening in the same airspace as all these other military facilities, and they're just classified above their level that they don't even understand?
Dude, I don't know. Dude,
Why would we cite all this shit? Like, we cited this shit off the coast to the Nimitz, right? But we're testing our highest end jet off the coast of the Nimitz.
Yeah.
So if we had alien technology, would we also test it in the same airspace? Because I think if we did, we would.
I wonder if they do. I wonder if they do testing here in Idaho. So like, right, like 2 hours in the desert, in the middle of nowhere, there's the Idaho National Laboratory. That was like, once we built the bomb in New Mexico, they were like, okay, so like, what else can we do with it? So they built it's called, all the locals call it INL. They built the Idaho National Laboratory site to see if we could do a nuclear engine, basically. And that's where they built the first nuclear engine. And so they do a ton of nuclear and experiments over there. And then they make also nuclear engines for submarines. But there's this thing that's been going on, dude, forever. Like, you can talk to all the locals here in East Idaho. They're called the Idaho Booms. I'm sure there's like 100 videos of them on TikTok of like conspiracy theory stuffs. But like, basically, every once in a while around here, and then sometimes it's really frequent, like you'll hear it like 3 times a week, you'll hear a loud boom, like someone just broke like a sonic boom, like someone just broke that barrier right there. But then you'll never see a jet, right? And then like you'll never see an airplane, but you'll just hear a boom, right? And you have no idea where it's coming from, and everyone from here to the laboratory can like hear it, basically. And then they chalk it up to, if you read the newspaper or like whatever statements like people say, they're like, yeah, they do airplane testing, they do jet fighter testing over these mountain ranges all the time. But the thing is, I've heard the booms like 100 times, and I've never once ever seen a fighter jet in the air before. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's my explanation for that. I think that we have shit that's like incomprehensible, man.
Yeah.
I think that we have shit that's like way above our pay grade. It's way above the president's pay grade. It's way above anybody's pay grade.
Yeah,
I mean, if they've been reverse engineering this stuff since the 50s, who's to say that we made no progress?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're telling me that we had the first laptop, right? I mean, the government had the first laptop 20 years before the first laptop ever came out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I just think that we have
Yeah,
all
that's
this
a good point.
technology that we can't even comprehend. It's
Yeah.
like way above everybody's pay grade.
You should like do a chat GDP search one day of like stuff that the like technology the government had before the general public ended up having, to see
Yeah.
like what like major things happened or whatnot, or just like kind of the crazy shit. Because I'm sure it's a pretty long list of like some pretty big leaps in technology for it.
I mean, Bob Lazar predicted a element on the periodic table that came out like 30 years after he said that it was on there.
What was it, like Einsteinium?
I forget what it was, but he said like, yo, there's this element that we're using. I think it was the element 115, and then it came out.
115, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
It came out later that was an actual real thing.
yeah.
And if he was making those predictions way back in the day, I just think that it's kind of hard to believe that we haven't made any advancements since then.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah, like fudge. Fudge. It's scary because you're like, I feel like everyone just kind of like, other than like maybe like our boomer grandparents who like who subscribe to whatever, like to whatever media or whatever, what am I looking for, like what's media that's like super meant to like convince the public, whatever.
Propaganda.
Yeah, they're like, their generation is very subscribed to like whatever propaganda the government says. Just say yes, for sure. We grew up in a Cold War. It's best if you just nod your head. We're all going to get through this, right? But I feel like anyone
Vietnam
that's,
was
like,
a just war.
Vietnam was a just war. I had mutated semen from Agent Orange over rice patties, but that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Anyway. but our generation who are like really like more skeptical, especially like I think Gen Z coming up too, they like don't subscribe to any of the bullshit. I think everyone in the back of their mind is like, yeah, like we agree with the documentary. The government definitely knows that there's aliens and we have alien technology and we've been releasing it forever. Like I did, like it just makes sense because there's so many stories and now there's some empirical evidence for it, you know?
Yeah. So I ain't buying that shit. I think we got fucking shit that's like totally incomprehensible. And I don't know. This documentary absolutely pissed me off because they're all like, I took it to the top and they told me to just shut the hell up and
chill
stop
out,
asking
dude.
questions.
Yeah,
And they're like, you know what that must mean? That there's aliens. And I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, there probably is aliens, but also that shit is probably ours. I mean, all the fucking drone sightings off the coast of New Jersey. All those drones that were, remember, like a year ago?
Yeah.
We think
That's
that was
true.
aliens?
That's
We
a
think
good
that was
point.
aliens?
They have no idea what they were.
I don't know, man.
And
Yeah, they're like, what are those? The
Didn't they-
Pentagon's releasing statements. We have no clue what those were.
Yeah. I remember there was like a week or two where like, are these Chinese spy drones that we're not aware of? And I'm like, that's the most, like, for me, I'm like, what a like cool bullshit thing just
Yeah,
to say
blame
to
it on
us.
China immediately.
So, yeah, immediately just be like, yeah, it's like China. That's a Chinese spy drone. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So,
Could this
but
be
then
Iraqi
yeah,
nuclear?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. And
Yeah.
is this an Iranian space program drone that's here? Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I've heard this line before.
Yeah, exactly. They have weapons of mass destruction there.
yeah. Buried in the desert, I think.
Yeah,
I think they have
exactly.
alien technology buried in the desert.
And
of
all
Iran,
they found
actually.
was mustard gas. They found mustard gas from the 50s,
mustard gas
which
there.
also, I don't know if you guys don't know this, mustard gas doesn't work in a hot, dry area. It's not very effective. Anyway,
Exactly.
that's all we found was a bunch of mustard gas that Saddam didn't use because he figured out, oh, it doesn't work out here.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't fucking buy a single thing they fucking tell you, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
You
that's ridiculous.
motherfuckers.
We're too smart for this. I can't remember what I was gonna say. I kind of hope we get in touch with the aliens at some point. If I'm dead honest, like
I think we're in contact with them, but we keep it on the DL,
I
and
think
we're
we're
probably reverse
edging
engineering them.
at some point in our life we're edging it that maybe we'll be old, but I think it's gonna happen. And hopefully, if I'm old and the aliens show up, they can give me something that makes me live forever. That'd be cool. But I think we're.
I'm just
edging
saying,
a little bit
you
of.
got to keep your
seeing
eyes
something,
open.
dude.
You got to keep your eyes open because the Project Bluebeam stuff is real. That's like actual documents that were released
Yeah.
in the Freedom of Information Act, where they did have a government plan to
Yeah.
fake an alien invasion to
Yeah,
gain
yeah.
complete control over the population. So that's why the second that the government's like, yo, aliens are here, check this out, I'm going to be fucking, red lights are going to be going off. I'm going to be like,
It
I don't know. You know what I mean?
it is funny too that like whatever president decides to like just say, hey, like aliens are real, here's something, you know, like here's a video of like my wife and an alien having a threesome with me, like we let him join, isn't that cute? Whatever president does that, it's not going to be that president's decision to do it. It's going to be, because like I always say, like in an election, you're voting for the new face. That's it. You're not voting for the rest of the
100%.
body. You're voting for who do you want to just be the face of it, knowing that there's career politicians who have been doing this their whole lives, who are also bought out by whatever major corporation is giving them money, right? If you want to know which way Ben votes, it's not left or right. It's top or bottom for who's getting the most cash from people. Anyway, that president that says aliens are real, it won't be their decision. It'll just be because whoever the career politicians are like, all right, whatever. The last group's gone. We're
in
good.
black
The
ties.
guys that have been doing this for 30 years, not the president that's been doing it for 4 years, right, are going to be the ones that are like, all right, green light, go, right? So
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
thing.
It's like when Putin did that interview when they asked him about the United States, and he said that democracy is great, and he said, you know,
Yeah.
the new president comes in, they promise all this stuff, and then they get into office, and then men in black suits, very much like the one I'm wearing today. This is what Putin said. He said, men in black suits,
Yeah.
very much like the ones I'm wearing today. They come in and they tell the president, and here's how it's really going to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Those promises were great, but
That's a cool campaign,
that.
and people like
Yeah,
hearing that
nice,
stuff,
cool,
yeah.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Nice try, dude.
Just like Trump was going to release the Epstein files, and then what happened?
The second he got in power, he was like, never mind.
Oh, he's the
Yeah.
president. And he's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Why don't we just forget about that, guys? I don't know. I'm done talking about that shit.
Do you guys remember that? Do you remember that photo of like the 5 influencers that came out of the White House with the binders that were like, this is the Epstein files. Like, we finally got the green lit to share it. And like, that was just whatever was left over in the printer that they just hole punched an intern did and gave to them as like a piece
Yeah.
to make you feel good. And now look at us. It's a year later and they're like, never mind, we're not going to release them. And then it just came out like 2 days ago that like the FBI clocked in 109 overtime hours so they could go redact the Epstein
Yeah.
files.
So
You're
like,
we don't even know who killed JFK officially from the government.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
I
we're
mean,
not gonna get the Epstein files
how
at
many
all,
years
dude.
later? Almost 100 years later, and they're like, nah, you know what? We're not going to release all
Yeah.
the JFK files. Actually, Trump's like, I'm going to release all the JFK files, and then second, he's like, you know what? Here's
And
some
guys in
files,
some black
but I'm
suits
gonna
came
leave
over and
2%
said,
out.
That's
Yeah.
cool, dude. Yeah. But then everyone's like, Trump doesn't take BS from anybody. That's why. But it's just like, it's the words he says. It literally, he's not calling the shots at all, dude.
Nah.
It's frustrating, you know?
There's something higher power for sure. above
Yeah, for sure. It's cool. It's cool.
But yeah,
This is the part of the podcast where like we took the red pill. Like we're not like everybody else. We see things differently. And then I put a gun in my
Yeah.
mouth off screen.
Yeah. To conclude my rant, though, just watch out when they say that aliens are here and they broadcast on live television. They say we're being invaded. Just have a little bit of suspicion in the back of your. Just kind of like when they said, we were submarine missiled in Vietnam, and now we have to enter the war. And then it turns out that was
Whoopsies.
It's
Yeah.
very
There were
very
no
similar.
atomic weapons. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
Exactly.
There was
Very
no
similar.
Chinese expansion in Vietnam. It's fine. Yeah.
Yes,
That's-
exactly.
It's
Keep an eye
insane.
on that shit.
Yeah. You know why? Because somebody's making money off your kid dying overseas. Bam, bam, bam. That's why. That's why we were over there. So that Boeing and Lockheed and Martin can get their
No, dude, we're very
triple billion
interested in
dollar-
Ukraine getting democracy.
We're
We have
very
absolutely
interested.
no interest in the precious minerals that are in their soil.
No, definitely
Yeah,
not.
no, we have
No,
no
it's
interest
definitely
in
not
that.
great for the economy that we're selling like a ton of missiles, but we don't have to like
Yeah.
lose lives, It's kind of sweet.
And
The second we were like, we're with Ukraine, right? I was like, we're not going to send a single troop with boots on the ground to that
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
country. We're in Ukraine to make some money, baby.
Yeah.
We're in to sell some missiles,
100%.
sell some anti-drone technology, some body armor. We have a lot of government contracts that need to get filled out. And guess what's happening? There's a war, and war makes money.
100%. And that actually brings me back to the alien thing, because another theory is that since the dawn of time, apparently the people who have been in charge of reverse engineering the alien technology that we've recovered has been the defense contractors.
Okay.
So if they did disclose
It's like
the fact that we were
Lockheed
in
Martin, Boeing, stuff like
exactly.
that.
So if they said, "Yo, we've recovered alien technology," and then we gave it to Halliburton or whatever, or Lockheed Martin, etc.,
Yeah.
name the group, then the other group would be able to say, "Hey, that's a huge market advantage." And why were you given that market advantage? We're supposed to be a capitalistic society. Why did
Yeah,
you
you
give
can't have a
the
monopoly.
alien technology market advantage to Tyrese Halliburton and them alone? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's fair.
That's like another theory. Like, hey, a lot of
Yeah.
people would have some questions to flag. Hey, why have we been pouring money into this one defense agency when we're supposed to be a capitalistic society over here?
Yeah, that makes sense. Dang.
Also, there would be a lot of money that they've hidden that's just absolutely disappeared from the budget that would have to be accounted for if we did disclose alien technology. They would
Yeah.
say, hey, so is that where all this money went? And we'd have to account for all the money that just absolutely disappeared off the books. We'd have to
Interesting.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fair.
so we're never gonna go, hey, yeah, by the way, we spent billions of dollars on reverse engineering alien technology. We never told anybody about it, because then all the people who kept that a secret would be, held federally liable.
Yeah,
for,
I wonder if all that DOJ stuff that happened to the earlier in the year with Elon Musk, where he's like, we're trimming the fat, we're finding where all this money is going, and I wonder if they were like, cool,
that train stopped.
Yeah, that train stopped. Well, I think that train stopped because his stock started plummeting a ton because people were not buying Teslas anymore because he was being a dick, basically. But I will say, like, Yeah, I think everyone like Social Security scams have been going on since like the dawn of time. Doesn't mean Social Security's bad, right? We just were really bad at regulating it. What else did you cut? Like national parks, right? So it's kind of like you're telling me there was nothing in like our defense budget that you found at all
Yeah.
that maybe we're misfunding or maybe you don't know where the money's going. You just found
Yeah,
stuff that like
We
involves
just spend like 10 times as
democratic-
much as any other country on military defense.
yeah, like like
For no reason.
yeah, you didn't find any of those funds at all were being misused, or you didn't know where the
Yeah.
paper trail was leading for them. It was just stuff that like maybe you could use against your political opponents for. As I don't know.
No,
That's
dude,
where
the
I'm kinda
Pentagon
like,
loves spending $5 million on staplers, dude.
Yeah,
They love.
yeah.
Wait,
no,
the Pentagon's never been audited? That's suspicious.
no wonder the
Money
$16
goes to the
million
Pentagon and just
notepad
absolutely
contract.
disappears. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. So, yeah, it's
But
all
yeah, I
like,
think that's another reason why there hasn't
all
been disclosure is
slop.
because there's so much money in the government that would have to be accounted for. If they were like, by the way, we reverse engineered alien technology, and they go, oh, so where's the money that you spent on all that? Oh, by the way, we lied for years and years and diverted funds into the legacy group, which has no accountability to anybody in government and or the president.
Yeah, you know what? You know how like most Americans file bankruptcy because they can't afford to pay their medical bills, and like, yeah, that's where your money went. Basically, it was like
Yeah, by the way.
it didn't go to affordable
Yeah,
health care. Yeah, that's oh man, isn't that funny
Yeah.
that they try to convince you that we can't afford universal health care, right? When all of the other first world countries have it.
Every other
Every other first world country, and they're like, yeah, but they're not good healthcare. But then you're like, yeah, but we have like 10 times more money than all of those countries. So if we actually
So
devoted our
you
time and
think.
effort into it, we could have the best healthcare on top of it'd be free. I don't know.
No, we don't have money to put fucking metal detectors in every school in the country.
No, definitely.
I know we spend $700 million a year on defense technology, but we don't have anything
We
to
don't have
spend
any
on.
money for-
Yeah.
No, it's.
I know we're
no.
in trillions of dollars of debt, and we still spend all this money on military contracts. But
yeah, I know.
put metal
Well,
detectors in schools.
whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Nah,
No,
Yeah,
it's
get outta
good.
here.
This is the same reason that oh fudge, what was it? Like Rome fell because the outer edges of it were richer than the interior edges, right? The Soviet
Right.
Union, the poor spot in
the
the
French
Soviet
Revolution.
Union was Moscow. All the outer stuff was richer because of it. The U.S. Like if the U.S. keeps getting shittier, but other countries keep benefiting off of like the products of us, right? That's a sign that like your empire is crumbling. So I don't know. Just a little
Yeah, just a
warning in the
little food for
lighthouse.
thought.
A little food for thought. It's not like we're the exception. We're literally the same as any other empire that could crumble. So I don't know. But the hubris of man says otherwise. Fuck. This is not your subject you brought to talk about was way more interesting than mine. So-
What we're here is what you have.
Oh, it's just about a guy named Beaver Dick that lived in the area.
Hell yeah! What's
When-
going on with Beaver Dick, dude? Let me
No,
hear
this
about
is so stupid compared to aliens are real and they're among us. I was like, I'm
What's
embarrassed.
Beaver Dick got going
I'm
on?
embarrassed. I don't want it. No, fudge is stupid. But he,
The founder of Wawa's name was Dick Wood, actually.
dude,
which I always
okay,
thought was funny.
that is funny. So this
How are
one,
you gonna name your son Dick Wood with an
yeah,
honest conscience?
yeah, that's like Harry, I don't know, Harry Callis, Harry Buttkiss, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Well, this came from the same branch of why I was like looking up about Beaver Dick, because there's a park right outside of Rexburg called Beaver Dick Park, which I'm like, funny name, that's funny.
Let's
Like,
go. That rules.
Yeah, it was right. Hour and a half up the road in Montana. There's Bloody Dick Creek and Bloody Dick Peak, which I already was like in the summertime. I want to make a video where I'm like, hey, vacationing at Bloody Dick, and then I just want to have a red stain at my pants, and then I want to climb Bloody Dick Peak and be like, made it to the top, and I just want to have like a red blood stain right on the center of my pants. That's for a future thing. But it turns out Beaver Dick and Bloody Dick are connected by a guy actually named Richard Leahy, whose nickname was Beaver Dick.
What?
So
Leahy?
Leahy. Wait,
Like
why?
like Leahy from Trailer Park Boys?
I guess so. Yeah. Now that Mr. Leahy, yeah, like the owner, the manager of the park, because his name is Richard Leigh, Leahy, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna call him Richard, or we can call him Dick. Anyway, here's Ben's rant that he brought to the table today. Okay, Jake, this is
Dude, I
time where
like
you
it. Let's
can.
go.
This is where you can piss in a bottle, or you can scroll on Instagram real quick. Okay. So anyway, are you peeing? Are you pissing in a
Richard
bottle right
Leahy?
now? Are you okay?
No, no, no.
Okay. Richard Leahy, born. So this is it. I was like, there's a cool ass park named Beaver Dick Park next to the town that I live in. I was like, what's the story of this? Who is Beaver Dick? Beaver Dick, he was born over in England. He came over here to Philadelphia when he was a little kid, and he got up with a beaver fur trapping company to go to Canada right before he got recruited for the Mexico-American War. But then he said, you know what? I don't really like this whole people thing, so I'm going to move up and become a fur trapper. This dude got the title from Teddy Roosevelt of the last great American mountain man. And we don't even talk about this dude. He showed up, and because he said the word bloody so much because he was English, and his first name was Richard, they called him Bloody Dick. So he showed up in this one valley.
No.
He found this stream. He found this peak. They called it Bloody Dick. They called it Bloody Dick Stream. And he became the top fur trapper there. And they decided, I'm going to move down south towards these big Tetons, right? I'm going to hang out there for beaver fur trapping. And he showed up there, and he was the first white dude there, and they gave him a squaw wife, and he named her Jenny, right? And then all the Mormons started showing up, and they had no idea how to survive the winter. So they had literally, everyone would have died if it wasn't for him and his like 4-year stash of meat that he had, that he kept the town alive for the winter. So he like became a hero in the community there. And then when they were like, hey, we're going to send an not excavation crew, we're going to send a surveying crew to this area because we don't know what's there. There's one white dude in the area that knows it, and his name's Beaver Dick. And they're like, pick him up. And guess what? Beaver Dick's gonna go and show you the area. The area that he showed him was Yellowstone and Tetons, basically. Like literally, we have Yellowstone because he showed the surveying crew what Yellowstone was.
And no one knows his name.
And no one knows his name. We have Jackson Hole in the Tetons because this dude showed
Oh,
everyone
Beaver Dick.
around. He literally was just like, yo, here's the mountain. And they were like, we're going to climb this mountain. He's like, sure. He climbed the mountain with them. He was one of the first people to ever summit the Grand Teton just so he could map it out with them. Dude was a baller. He was so famous that Teddy Roosevelt showed up just to go and meet Beaver Dick when Teddy Roosevelt went to Yellowstone. He's like, yo, I'm going in the area. Show me what's good, Beaver Dick.
Beaver Dick better be here,
And
motherfucker.
Beaver Dick's like, yo, you better strap up, boy. I'm going to show you all the good shit, right? And he showed Teddy Roosevelt around. And when Teddy Roosevelt left Yellowstone, he was like, guess what? That's going to be my first national park that I'm ever going to make. Thank you, Beaver Dick. And as a thank you for helping the surveying team, in the Teton National Park, we're going to name one of the lakes Leahy Lake after you, and then the other lake we're going to name Jenny Lake off your first wife who just tragically like died of smallpox. Sorry about that, homie. But you're going to get 2 lakes
Squaw.
in Teton National Park named after you, homeboy. So guess what? You were the last great mountain man of the United States, and all they gave you was a little plaque right outside of Rexburg, Idaho. And I'm sorry because you
That's
deserve
fucking
better.
horseshit.
Because you balled out, boy. We have this whole area that millions of tourists visit every single year, mapped out, discovered, and national parks because you decided to go and show the home.
All by Beaver Dick.
All by Beaver Dick.
Dude,
So,
Beaver Dick's soul was
dude,
transported to a fucking good alien up top.
dude, exactly.
I mean, they harvested that shit so quick. He was such a good guy.
Yep.
He didn't even have to fucking redo this whole shit we got going on down here.
No, dude, he got the Disney Flash Pass right to the top, man.
Right up to the top, baby.
Beaver Dick was a homeboy. He also, I mean, his wife was like 16, but back then that was chill. So like, that's the only thing that's like morally questionable but they were cool.
16 is way above age for back in the day.
That's way above. That's way above board for back in the day. He
100%.
I mean, he wrote in his journal every day. That's how we know all this stuff, right? Because like the local area, how the local area was here, because he wrote in his journal every single day, and then they got his journal and put it in the National Archives. No big deal after he died. But yeah, like literally, like his first wife was like, "Yeah, I got her when she was 16. She works so hard. I love this chick." And then one night during the winter, a native woman and her 2 kids knocked on the door and were like, "We're starving. Can we please have some food?" And Beaver Dick's like, "Get the fuck off my porch." And then his wife, Jenny, who was too nice, was like, "You guys can live out back, right? We'll send you guys some food." And Beaver's like, "You get 2 days. So they ended up staying for 4 days, unfortunately. And during those 4 days, their kids started playing together. And then on the way out, that Indian woman, Beaver Dick wrote in the journal, said, and then that bitch told me that she had smallpox on the way out. And now I've got to deal with that. And 2 weeks later, Beaver Dick's wife, Jenny, and all 6 of his kids were dead. And he buried all of them. Yeah.
Oh my God, Beaver Dick.
Yeah, dude. But Beaver Dick got a second wife. You know how Beaver Dick got his second wife? When Beaver Dick was going, he was like 30 and he was going to like sell his furs down to like Salt Lake Valley. And he came across an Indian camp and one of the ladies was giving birth. And for some reason, Beaver Dick's like, I know how to be like a wet nurse. I've done this before. And he helped that lady give birth. And the lady, as a thank you, said, when this woman's of age, she can be your wife. So after his
Hell
first
yeah.
wife, Jenny, died, dude, he went and scooped her up and he got himself a second squaw.
Let's
Yeah, her name was Sarah.
go.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's fucking
Anyway,
sick.
Beaver Dick, dude, if you're listening from up there, you've got a fan, okay? I admire
Shouts out to you, Beaver Dick.
We salute you, Beaver Dick, and all that you've done for our communities.
Shouts out to freaking Beaver Dick. Yeah.
Shout out to Beaver Dick, dude.
Yeah, you ever heard about the Book of Enoch?
I'm listening. The Mormon Book,
Book
of
of
Enoch,
Enoch?
or the Book of Enoch and the Apocrypha?
The book that was
wasn't
taken out of the
included?
Bible. Yeah,
Yeah, that
the
one.
one
that
that
one.
was taken out of the Bible.
Did you know
yeah.
the Mormons have the
Is there
Book
a
of
Mormon
Enoch
Book
too?
of Enoch?
Yeah,
No,
there is a
dude.
Book of Enoch for the Mormons too, and the Pearl of
I
Great
didn't know
Price.
that.
It has some of my there's a couple verses in there I used to read every day on my mission of like, dude, that's a good pump me up, basically.
Yeah, the Book of Enoch in the Bible is right back to the alien shit.
Does it really? Because like
Yeah, dude,
the
it's
whole
a wild
city,
one.
because the
Look
city
at
of
that
Enoch was
one, baby.
transcended. Do you know that story, right?
Mm.
The city of Enoch that he went and saved, basically because he like proselyted. Like Enoch the prophet got him so pure and so righteous that everyone in that city was immediately translated up into heaven because they like
Hell yeah.
were perfect. Which everyone's like, how do you get a whole city to go and do that? You know, kind of scenario that's never happened before.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. But definitely give that a look. The Book of Enoch, the original one from the Bible way back in the day.
Is
It's a
there-
wild one, dude. They
is,
talk about
like-
how fallen angels came down and they birthed with the natives of the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they made a half breed called the Nephilim.
Oh, that's where
Which
the
were-
giants are. Yeah.
Yeah, the giants. Yeah, give that one a look because it's fucking
Oh,
wild, dog.
Well, dude, have you
It's
ever?
fucking wild. And then the Judaists were like, maybe we'll leave that one out.
I don't know. Maybe that one isn't a necessary one inside the book. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't really shed a good light on us, so maybe.
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever heard of? Because I was looking up like books that were included in the Bible. The Book of Judas at all that somebody wrote.
No.
So it was really recently after Christ died. Somebody wrote the Book of Judas. It was like only like, I think it was like 30 years, maybe. Like, so it was definitely like someone that could have lived there, like during the time and knew everything, could publish it. And they don't know necessarily who, but they found it in like all those scrolls that like in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And they were like, maybe we don't include this one either in the Bible. But, and like for clarity, like my wife, like, it was like 2 a.m. and she's like, you're still awake? What are you doing? I was like, you don't want to know what I'm looking up. And she's just like, all right, well, now you have to tell me. I was like, dude, the Book of Judas. And I kind of told her, but it basically is like the story of Judas is really twisted. Because like in the Bible, Judas sold out Christ, right? For, what was it, 20 silver
Pontius
coins?
Pilate.
Yeah. So that he can go and get arrested, right? And then Judas hung himself from a tree out of like despair because of it afterwards, right? And people like that story because you can highlight that Peter denied Christ and he accepted that and he worked up and Peter redeemed himself. And Peter's like the whole prophet of Catholicism, right? He's the guy that started it. But then Judas, because he couldn't deal with the fault of his sin of denying Christ, getting him arrested, he killed himself. So that's the moral story. But then the Book of Judas twists everything. The Book of Judas said that Judas was
Oh my
the
God, my fucking microphone is disconnected.
You're good. I can still hear you.
Dude, has it been disconnected this entire time?
Yeah, but you sound really good this entire time.
Oh my God, it's probably going through the fucking camera. But wait, back to the fucking Book of Judas.
Book of Judas, dude, says that everything you knew about Judas is wrong. It basically says that Judas was the most righteous disciple of Christ because Christ was all-knowing, right? So it's not a surprise that he was going to get betrayed. In fact, he went in there being like, someone needs to betray me, but like, how do I convince them? So Judas was the most righteous, and he's like, he picked Judas because he knew he was the only one that he could tell the game plan to, of being like, hey Judas, I need you to like take these coins. I need you to sell me out because I need to die in order for to like continue this whole like dying and resurrection and fulfill the uh basically the entire plan of why I'm here. And he's like, and basically he said Judas in that book was the only one that was righteous enough to follow my orders to that degree that he would actually like sell me out for it. So he's like, he didn't betray me. I told Judas, like, you love me so much that you would do this ultimate thing, and people were gonna hate you for it. But I know that you trust me enough that you would go and do this for me. And then immediately when they had the scrolls and they like got the book, they were just like, we're not gonna include this one in the Bible. We're
Leave
good,
those
dude."
ones out of there.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, we're not gonna like mix it up right now.
No, I love all those fucking stories, all the books that got taken out, like all the ones that were about women and everything.
Yeah, or like the Book of Mary, they're like, we're not gonna include it because we don't
Yeah,
care.
get that
We
out
don't
of
care
here.
about girls. Yeah,
Yeah, get that
Yeah.
out of here. No one
yeah,
cares.
exactly. Yeah, I want to read through all of them just to be like,
Yeah, me too.
what's up, just see what it is. It doesn't really like stuff like that doesn't shake my faith because I'm just like, whatever, man. Like, I'm just trying to be a good person, and I like how I feel when I have some faith filling up my tank, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think there's something out there. 100%.
Yeah, and so like sometimes I'm like, yeah, that feels like malarkey, but also like, I feel good when I've got I've
Right.
got something in my faith like pushing me forward. You know, it gives me some.
I just struggle with the King James shit because it's all fucking bullshit.
Yeah, because it's all
You know what I mean?
pick and choose
like,
what you want to
redacted.
include.
Yeah. He was like, actually, we can't get married again. Actually, yeah, I just paged through the Bible and it says, actually, you know what? I can get a new wife.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like,
Yeah, that is funny. Because like even then they knew that going into the Bible because it wasn't until the 12th century that like the whole no divorce and priests can't get married stuff was pushed by the Catholic Church. They
that
just
work
pick
out?
and choose what they wanted. Yeah, well, that is fair.
Yeah,
No
picking
one-
and choosing stuff. I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it literally was someone being like, "All right, we have all this stuff. How can we make a good story out of this?" And that's like what we've got, you know. So that's why you're kind of like someone had to have a bias of what would and wouldn't be included in this.
although the what's it called? When you're playing the other side, just for food of thought.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, the devil's advocate for that was that the book of Isaiah, as it was translated directly from the Torah, they
Mhm.
actually 1,000 years later, when they found the Torah, the original or whatever, it was word for word. Everything that was
Really?
in it was 100% word for word.
That's cool.
From 1,000 years before. Yeah.
It's really hard to understand what's even being said in the book of Isaiah.
yeah. But it was word
Um,
for word translation 1,000 years later, so nothing changed. So
Interesting.
though, that's the devil's advocate for like,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
people
yeah.
change stuff.
Yeah, exactly.